You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Greetings, 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 greetings. How are you all doing? Hoping that you all had a fantabulously fabuloso Thursday and you're ready, open-minded, all of these things ready for Reasoning Thursdays, because it is the show where no topic is off limit. We are big people, right? We can reason and we can agree to disagree, right? I know we can. So invite your friends, invite your families, your colleagues, everyone to come on over to Reasoning Thursdays. And we ask you to reason with us. We ask you to reason with us. Make sure that you comment in the comments, call in with your comments. Yeah, we encourage that over here because we are reasoning. We're all big people and we're reasoning, and we can agree to disagree. We don't have to get in a big time argument and them things. Then no. Alrighty. So welcome to Reasoning Thursdays. If it's your first time joining us, we want to say welcome, and thank you for joining us. However you're joining us via the YouTube channel, via the Facebook, any of the other social media, our TuneIn app, via our website, which is www.dapowerhouseradio.com. If you're listening to us via our telephone listening live at 66 listening line at 667-930-9038. However you're listening to us, we just want to welcome you. We want to welcome you if you're listening to us via the YouTubesradio.com. Want to say big shouts to the Massive and crew over there at YouTube's Radio, DJ VJ Smiles. Big up yourself. The big man, the big king himself, Ras Dougal. Big up yourself. The entire YouTube's Radio want to say massive shouts to you. If you're listening to us via the Victorious 89.1 FM, we also want to say big shouts to you all as well over there. And Dr. J and the entire crew want to say massive shouts go out to you as well. And any of the other outlets that are carrying us. I was told yesterday that about 2 more carriers are carrying us unknown to us. All right. So I say big shouts to you. So, thanks for carrying. Give us your name so that way we can pick you up as well. So share the live, share the live, share the live. We want to say big shouts to our panel that is on. And before we say hello, big shouts to you, boy. I'm a cousin. I'm a nice cousin out of Virginia.
Hey, Pauline.
In. Hello, my cousin. That's Pauline. Pick up yourself. That's Nurse Pauline for you people. All right. Yes, so we're gonna go on and let the panel introduce themselves, and we have a plethora of topics, and we're gonna just wipe through some of them, and some of them we have to stay on for a minute. All right, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. You know it doesn't go. Okay, go over to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, get notified when our talk programmings are on. Also, be sure to join us for all the other fantabulous programs that we have, such as me, Lady D, the Lady D Show, each and every Saturdays from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock hour. I have your news, I have your entertainment news as well, a little sports update. I have your what do you know? Do you know? Did you know what you know about it? Yeah, we have your joke of the day. And let me tell you, the best in music, it's the lady D is the selector. And trust me, nobody can select like me, Trust and believe it. Yes,
Yeah.
so be sure to join me. All music. We have R&B, we have dancehall, we have reggae, we have ska, we have it all right here on the Lady D Show. Saturdays, 12 to 4 p.m. So join me. Sunday nights, it is all about love, nothing but love. The best in love music. We have the love numbers. We have your love colors. We have your love questions. And yeah, we have your love requested poems. Yeah, we have it all in the best in love music. Check us out each and every Sunday. That's yours truly, Lady D. You have the blossoming all over the world, and the one cool G una ramping us. So make sure that you check us out each and every Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And you have Let's Scribe's going to be kicking it off back on Wednesdays at 7 to 8. And that is going to be kicking it off back December, in the month of December. So you'll check them out. And as you're doing right now, Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays, with yours truly, Lady D, the queen of all queens. The respectum, the man demanding his respect. Jai, the baby of the crew. Noni, the juice, the lady with the juice. MC, the one with all of the information. Then we are right here each and every Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So once again, tell a friend and a friend and a friend and a family member that we are here. Queen, what's going on?
Ooh, I'm here, girlfriend. I'm doing good, doing good. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Reading Thursday. We have, like Lady said, we have some interesting topic. Tune in. Remember, you can participate. Call in, participate, and always press that thumb up button. Okay. Um, I love you guys. Welcome.
Darespecta the man.
Manners and respect. Thank the world for all that they're doing for Jamaica. Continue to do the best you can. Don't worry about those who are not doing the right things in Jamaica. Continue to do what you can do. And just keep hope alive. Give God praise. Thanks for joining us.
The respecter said he's in his birthday outfit. He's a little nude, so he don't want to show your eyes. So he's not showing his face. Jai, the baby of the crew, what's going on?
Hello, hello. Happy Thursday.
She always short and sweet. Noni, the lady with the juice. What's going on?
So happy to be here tonight. Missed y'all last week. I was out of town with family, celebrating a birthday with my brother in Greensboro, North
Aw.
Carolina. So it's definitely good to be back tonight.
Good. We
To
miss
join
you.
join in with everybody. So excited about tonight. I know we're gonna have some good topics.
Yeah.
So tell a friend, tune in to all the social media platforms. We look forward to a good night tonight. Welcome,
Yes.
Mm.
welcome.
Welcome. And you know
Well,
what? We want to say happy birthday to your brother.
birthday to you.
That's
To
us.
your
Tell him,
We call
brother.
it Brother
happy
Juice.
birthday to
His name is Randy.
you. Happy birthday. Happy
Happy birthday, Randy.
birthday. It's your birthday. Go shorty. All right.
Right.
Man,
Woohoo.
I'm
Thank
telling you.
y'all.
Oh, you most
I'll let
definitely.
them know.
He's definitely family. We saying because we're a family show over here. No children.
Right.
We have big people thing. Big people thing.
Randy don't like people.
what you what you know about it? What you know about it?
My oldest son is Randy.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You
Look
all
at that.
you all going with Queen Ifrika. She says, I really miss you. Randy. Yeah.
Right.
In our topics, Andrew says Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew says Jamaica is going to need to likely, and he emphasized likely borrow some money. We have in the headliners. We have in your headliners all the Caribbean prime ministers. They're in Jamaica at once. Caracam, what them attack about? All right. Dismantling the Department of Education slowly but surely. That's serious, some big things. Last week, Don Minot submitted a topic, and or he was just calling something to our attention, and I missed that last week in our email. Don says poor construction, government homes. We're gonna touch that just a snippet there, and I'm gonna get more into it and let you all know what we're talking about there. There's a new Bill Gates vaccination. No, he's not talking vaccination. He's talking aerosol spray. We're gonna touch that. We're going to touch that. And is there or may there soon to be an earthquake, tsunami, all these things in Jamaica? We want to talk about that. We want to reason on that. Dating app. Is the dating app to be blamed for the madness and the mad sick and the good people and we're all about the place? We're going to talk about that. And yeah, Bill Gates again. I guess we're gonna just wrap him up in one time. He's in the headlines again. He started with this implanting these digital things into these babies. It was approved in Kenya. It's alleged that it was, we always got to use that word, whether it was or wasn't. It's alleged that it was approved in Kenya, and they have, it's alleged that they have started the process of that digital world we're talking about. Yeah, I guess a lot of these countries talking digital, you know.
Mhm.
Just a FYI for AirPods, we're gonna touch that too for you all. And yeah, I guess one judge was brave enough to go against the Trump, to go against 47. We're gonna touch that about what's going on in Texas. And let's see. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. Just a FYI. This one is called Lord of Mercy. A FYI. With us
Mhm.
picking up stuff on the road. And for just another FYI, don't be drinking nothing in from them Ubers. We're gonna talk about that. A topic that was sent in as well from our listeners, and this is off the grid. If your ex or somewhat your ex has a new person in their life, a new man in their life, a new woman in their life, when you have would you have a problem with that? And if you do have a problem with your kids, with them, would you have a problem with your kids hanging out with them? And if so, why? And how long after a breakup do you feel a child should be exposed to another mate? And that's based off a video that was sent in as well. So let's dive into it. Let's dive on into it. Why don't we? And already? Already? Bless up, Don. Bless up, Don. Bless up, Don.
Blessings, Dawn.
Bless up, Don. And I apologize to you, Don. I had checked out your email after the fact, and I was like, how did I miss that? How did I miss that? I don't know. But nonetheless, blessings to you, and we're gonna touch it a little bit today. All righty. So you all want to just get this Bill Gates out the way and then get Jamaica out the way and then get into education, because that's a serious thing right there. And get into this question of the day that's been asked of us to give our opinion on. All right. So what you think in that order, or do y'all thinking of another order? Noni, we're not getting you. Yeah, you're not. It's not saying that you're connected. Don says I listened the entire show last week. Blessings to you, Don. Thank
Blessings,
you
Dawn.
so
Mhm.
much. Thank you so very much. We just love you, Dan. You just always support us. Always support us, and we love you and thank you for that. Yes.
You
So
know,
let's.
Dan don't like to be big up too much, you know.
No, no. He like, and I gotta give him big shouts. I saw his performance for the aid for Jamaica. I saw that. I saw a little snippet of it. And you got it, man. You got it, man. You fit like a fiddle. That fit, man. That fit. Yes, congratulations, congratulations. We do another interview. We do another interview. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give you a call. All right, let's knock out. Where we knocking out? Let's knock out some gates. Let's knock out gates real quick out of the place. But before we knock out gates, something was brought to my attention. I'm going to have this young lady to join us possibly well in the beginning of next year. We're going to have her to join us. Her name is Angela Bromwell. And she's doing an exhibit on mask, and each one of the masks that she has created it tells a story behind each one of the masks. And she is a psychologist, and she says that we had an extensive conversation today, and she said that everyone wears a mask, even when people talk about, oh, I don't look at people color. Oh yes, you do look at people color. And we went into a long reasoning, myself and her. But anyway, she brought something to my attention that I really didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to bring it to you all, our attention, and you all can go research it for yourselves. But do you all
Lady, go on.
do
Go
you all
ahead.
know how the story of how the song Amazing Grace came about? Do anyone know the history of the song Amazing Grace? Amazing Grace.
No, I don't.
No, no one, no, listen. Okay. She enlightened me to this Amazing Grace. She enlightened me into the song itself, Amazing Grace. All right. And that it's a song that was made by an individual, a Caucasian man. Okay. This song was made by a Caucasian man who was a slave trader. Y'all listening to me? Okay.
Yes, we listening.
This man was a slave trader. Okay. And it's alleged that back in the days when they were in the boat with the slaves underneath the bottom of the ship, and starving and beating them and all of that. They were upstairs. They was on the top of the on the deck of the boat having church. And one day the boat that they were in crashed. Look it up because I did a small little thing. I researched it while I was on the phone. And they I don't know what's that sound though. I don't know what is that sound. I think that's Noni. Yeah, that was Noni. So there was a boat. The boat crashed, right? And when the boat crashed, he saw his life like it was getting ready to go from him and whatever. But I'm just breaking it up. I'm not giving you verbatim. I'm just breaking it up, and you can research it for yourselves. Okay, his name is Newton. He's the one who wrote. He's from England. It's a white England man that made this song "Amazing Grace." And after the boat crashed, he made the song Amazing Grace that saved a wretch like me, because he was on the boat trading slaves. And so Amazing Grace, how sweet this, you know the song. And they talking about the wretch part of it, and he's talking about himself being a wretch for trading the slaves. They said that it's in there that he was one of them that came up with the oh my god, I thought I had I left the original form that I wrote all of this information down on, and I'm trying to pull it up on my phone, right? But you all go research it. But she's explaining to me that that song Amazing Grace is not a black song. And after he made this song, she explained to me that he went back to still selling slaves. So that is not really a good song for us. But when I was reading in Wikipedia, it changed where it said that he was one Amazing Grace, creator of the song, creator of song Amazing Grace. Y'all put that in your phone. Could be Amazing Grace. Put like the creator of the song Amazing Grace, John Newton. Okay, it comes up right. And I never knew this. I never knew this. I never knew this. Okay, right? He wrote the song Amazing Grace. So research it. The song Amazing Grace was created by John Newton, an English poet and clergyman. He wrote the hymn in 1772 and it was published in 1779 as part of a collection called Only Hymns, which he co-authored with William Cowper. And it goes on and on and on to tell you more about it and why he created the song, what happened why he created the song, and that he was instrumental in getting some rights for slaves down the road. But read it, but know that I look at that song in a different way now. Amazing Grace. But anyway, all right. Let's get back. Let's get back to the topic. Okay. I just had to drop that knowledge. Queen, you was gonna say something? You were on mute.
Musk and her on Musk. And I don't know if y'all heard what um what's his name? The Kessler. What's his name? Oh Lordy. His
The
father though.
yeah.
Yeah, his father was he did a podcast on YouTube, and the way this man was talking, did y'all see that?
No.
Okay, look into it. It's his, yeah, it's his father. Um and he did, I mean, the way he degraded blacks and the way he talked.
Elon Musk.
You look it up though, yeah.
Okay, Elon
Uh,
Musk's father. Okay.
yeah, Elon Musk dad. Uh-huh. I
Okay.
mean, really, look it up. I meant to send it to y'all, but I wasn't too well for the week, so I end up forgetting about it. But you look it up. Look it up.
All right.
He
So
did an interview.
those are some FYIs. Also, another FYI, real quick, is this one's called Law of Mercy. They have where you all they're trying to kidnap people by money. So if you see money's dropped on the floor, if you see it in your car, if you see it on your windshield, if you see it on anything, don't pick it up because it's alleged that it is laced. Okay, and a lot of persons are being kidnapped on that. And also, if you go and take a Uber, which that has happened to me already in New York, and I did refuse it. I took a Uber car in New York, and they have this he has this chest thing where he has juice and soda. The person had juice and soda and all sorts of stuff inside of the cooler. And he offered me a bottle. He said, "You want a water?" He took out the water and I said, "No, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
they
thank
have
you."
it down here.
So yeah, so I know I'm saying my personal experience. I've experienced.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, they saying do not take anything from any of these drivers. And if you do, squeeze the bottle, see if water. But I said there's a way to stop water from running if they need to. So just don't take anything from any of these drivers if you don't know them. All righty. And they have a big thing going out on your AirPods. And the reason why you're wearing these AirPods, I might play the tape if we have enough time. Another FYI, Bill Gates, and I think we've already said it. He's implementing, it's alleged he has already implemented and they have started it, putting chips into the babies that are born so that in the next generation, it will be totally digitized individuals. Okay. Just FYI for you all to know that. And they're intending to put the digital things in everyone there in Kenya, but they're starting with the kids. So at a certain age, all of that population has the digital monitor inside of them. So this is just, it's alleged, is just FYI. Okay, it's a story that we have there as well. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. All righty, let's get down to the nitty gritty. The judge in Trump's case has the redistricting of the Texas map. He said that it's unlawful. So I guess that may be another FYI. So so the 5 Republican seats that were set there, that is being dismantled. They are, those representatives no longer have a seat. So because the judge said that it's racially um gerrymandering, and guess what? He is a judge that was appointed by 47, and he is also a Republican. So that's good news. Hope, I guess most of them is waking up and seeing that that's not the right way to go. All righty.
Here,
Um,
here.
yeah, yeah. Back to Bill Gates again. Vaccination. He's calling for vaccination to be out. He's now, it's alleged that he is now saying there's an aerosol spray where you spray up in your nose, or they're going to spray it in the air, and you'll be inhaling, it's alleged that you will be inhaling these vaccinations, that you, these vaccines and whatever else they want to put into the air. It's alleged. Okay, so that's something for you all, FYI, as well. So for those things that we've just touched real quick, anyone on the panel want to touch them, or you want us to just move on?
I would like to empty one of those can of his, where.
Okay. All right. It's noted. It's
Yeah.
noted. It's noted. All right.
I
Let's
mean, he and Kennedy have the same ideas because some of the things that Kennedy say, you said, what?
yeah.
What are you talking about? I
I think
mean, there's a lot of stuff going on out there, and they're already spraying things in the environment because sometimes you can feel it. You smell certain things, and you say, "What's that smell?" So who knows what they're doing out there? They always spray when there's too much mosquitoes or what have you. So who knows what they're doing out there? It's
did
not
you see,
surprising.
did anyone go outside?
Yeah.
Well, I guess here in Georgia on Sunday. If you all went outside, the entire Georgia sky was full of the lines crisscrossing everywhere. You know, those are the it's alleged that those are the chemical stuff that they're dropping all over the place, right?
Mm,
So the skies was lit up with it. You know, when I was a kid, I used to see it and I used to be in amaze because I used to think that, oh, the planes are just making a design in the sky
mhm,
when I was a
mhm,
kid. No, that's actually what they're doing. Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
So if anyone becomes sick or their nose hurting or all this, it might be those things that we're inhaling that is causing these effects on us. It can be.
But not just that, lady. When they spray those things, it goes into our plants, it goes
Yeah,
into our water system. I
yeah.
mean, and that's why cancer now is so prevalent. Do you hear about cancer so much now that you didn't hear even say
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Yeah. You know what you mentioned.
And
I'm gonna let you go, Michelle. MC. Queen. You know what? I was speaking with another provider today, and
Hmm.
she was advising me on an individual that has breast cancer in the two breasts, and she's
Hmm.
saying that there's no type of family history. Because I said, you know, maybe it runs in the family. She said, no, there's no type of family history. But she said, D, just all of what's going on in our food, in the air. There's so
Hmm.
much of these things right now that we can't even We don't know where we're getting it from, but we just know it's the environment
It's
causing it.
out there. Yeah, it's out there.
Go ahead, MC. MC.
Is, is she muted?
MC. Yeah, she's muted. You mute, MC. You gotta unmute yourself, darling. All right. Donna says, Les Gripe says, good evening, Reasoning Thursdays. Good evening, Les Gripe. I'm hoping you feeling better, love. I'm gonna call you later. I'm gonna call you later. Got pasa pasa. Yes. Yes, pasa pasa. All right, Donna. Donna says, greetings, Donna. Blessings to you.
Greetings, Donna.
It says it's chemical warfare science through the jet contrails. Yeah, that's what it's called. The jet contrails. That's what it's called. Yes. Exactly, Donna. So I mean, like anything is anything. MC, Don Minot says nursing is no longer counted as a professional degree by Trump administration. Donna says, greetings all, blessings. You know what? Listen, I'm telling you, Don Minot, you're so true. Right now, they're talking about the jobs that are going to be online on the acts because of this AI thing and all of that. So since we're talking professional degrees, we're going to touch education after MC makes her statement. MC, you ready?
I'm trying again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now? Okay, good. So I want to piggyback on what you guys were saying regarding the not just the chemtrails, but even when they're driving those trucks. First of all, they warn you that tonight they're coming around to spray for the mosquitoes. So and they do it late at night when most people may not be on the road, and they do this huge spray and like you to close your windows. So it's like, what are they spraying out there that you have to be cautious not to be outside and have your windows closed and have to let you know ahead of time? Because it was something natural and fresh, it wouldn't matter when they spray it, right? So
No, but
yeah,
this
that
is
is something to
broad
think about.
daylight in the afternoon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I was cleaning out my garage and I'm telling you, lines were everywhere. I just shut down my garage door. I was like, this is madness. This is madness.
Yeah, that is
Yeah. Don also
that's
says he says no more school loans for nursing degrees. Wow.
Hey.
We have Pauline, whom is a retired registered nurse, as a matter of fact. That you hear that right now, your degree is not saying anything. Donna says that's why they shut down the air traffic on 9/11 and had the jet contrails flying around in the sky. It's crystalline science. All
yeah, it's
right.
actually chemtrails.
Chemtrails. Yeah.
The chemtrails.
Ah.
Yeah, and I also wanted to touch on what you were saying regarding Kenya, where it was alleged that they're going to start implanting with them.
Yes.
Well, why do they always, every time they want to experiment and start to figure out something, they always go to the continent in Africa and try to pick a country from there to do their experimental work. You know what I mean? And only you only can only wonder why the leaders allow it, because they're getting their pockets fat, why their citizens suffer. So
Yeah.
I hope that this is alleged and it's not, planning to
No,
happen there, because
it is
enough is
happening.
enough.
Well, we're saying alleged, but it's happening. So it's alleged that it's going to happen. Wink, 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 wink. Yeah, it's Don't mind it. Pauline says, where did you hear that? That degrees that nurses will no longer count as a professional degree by the Trump administration. Where did you hear that? And that he said no more school loans for nursing degrees. That is what is going on in 47. It's alleged in 47's cabinet. So, Don, give us that information, because you have a nurse that is hooked up here that wants to know. Yeah, you're already grandfathered into everything, so you're not worried. It's the new ones like me who said I'm going back to school to become a nurse. That is going to be affected by this. Okay, but since we're on the topic of education, there is a video that was submitted into our group for a topic on education and the dismantling of education right now that's going on. And it's a sad thing. So I'm going to play it and then we're going to reason a little bit on it. Here we go. Oops. Let me take it off. Let me start this over. Let me start this one over. Here we go.
Today, the agency just told its entire workforce that 6 major program offices are being transferred out to 4 other federal departments. And no, this is not routine. This is a massive structural shift. Elementary, secondary, and post-secondary education programs are being moved to the Department of Labor. Let that sink in. Labor is now inheriting core education functions for the entire country. Foreign medical accreditation and the Child Care Access Means Parents program are being shipped to Health and Human Services. Indian education programs going to the Department of the Interior. International education and foreign language programs handed off to the State Department. This is normally the kind of thing that requires Congress, public comment, impact studies, and a whole legislative process. But instead of going through the legal pathway required to dissolve or restructure a federal agency, this administration is bypassing it by reallocating the Department of Education's core functions piece by piece. When you scatter oversight, you dilute accountability. You take a single civil rights oriented agency designed to enforce educational programs nationwide, and you break it into parts that now sit under agencies with completely different missions and priorities. This matters because the Department of Education isn't just a paperwork hub. It enforces Title IX. It monitors civil rights violations in schools. It ensures special education compliance, protects low-income students, oversees federal student aid, and maintains national education standards. So once these programs are moved, they're harder to track, easier to underfund, and vulnerable to being quietly phased out. This is how you dismantle a federal department without ever having to pass a law saying that you dismantled it.
All right. All right, let me mute some of this stuff that's going on with this line here. I'm still learning how to put everything up on this television because I want you all to see some of these videos that we are receiving from you lovely people and from our lovely panel as well. But this is serious. The Department of Labor is going to be overseeing and implementing of curriculum, etc., core educational functions for the elementary, secondary, post-secondary education. That is some serious thing. And we have 2 educators here that are on the panel, and a parent, and all of us are parents, but we have a parent to a younger individual. So I would love, after I read these comments here, I would love to hear you all thoughts on this topic right here in regards to education. Let's go with Don. Don is answering Pauline's question. Don says the Department of Education has excluded nursing as a professional degree program as it sets up about implementing various measures regarding student loan laid out in President Trump's One Big Beautiful bill. So it's in the big beautiful bill. Okay. Pauline says they always need nurse health care, cannot run without nurses. Oh, Don says to you, do your research. Okay. Donna says good cause a lot of them are just walking around in scrubs and aren't qualified medical professionals. Wow, Donna. Wow,
Mhm.
Donna. Pauline says, I will. Donna says, false flag operation is on a surgical operation frenzy. Donna, I don't, sometimes I wonder about you, Donna. Sometimes I wonder about you, Donna. What do you mean? So, if but you talking about them walking around in scrubs and being unqualified medical professional. We're talking about the ones who going to school to be qualified professionals
Yeah, four
and
to
not
six
being
years
able to
or
get
more.
any form and not being able to get any form of help. Sharon says, yes, it's happening. Bill Gates always chose, oh, she's got Sharon's addressing the Kenya. She said, yes, it's happening. Bill Gates always choose America, African countries to test his crazy Dr. Jekyll idea, but the government allow it. Those are the licky um,
Yeah. And
presidents.
this been going on for a very long time, lady. It even not just Africa, but in the Caribbean too. I remember years ago they used to give out the bulgur flour, and the milk powder, and a lot of children used to come down sick with those things because when they were experimenting with it, that's where they sent it to the Caribbean. And to starve in the countries that they felt was starving. So they sent it to them to experiment, just like they're doing now. They always do that.
Yeah,
Where
it's
black folks are. I
it's
mean,
so
the
true. And
bottom line.
sad thing.
Mm,
It's a sad thing. But with the
yeah,
education, let's go with Queen because MC look like she's having issues with her internet. But
yeah,
Queen, as
yeah. I can't see where I could see if you're gonna maybe transfer the high schoolers to the labor department because you want to get them ready for the jobs that are out there. So maybe the labor department would enhance their education. But I can't understand the younger children being transferred over to labor. What does that have to do with these young children? Children need to be taught in a particular way. Um, Curriculum, how to plan the curriculum so it fits their needs, all of these, and it takes qualified educators to put these things together for them, so that they can learn. There's a lot of countries now that are having problems with children learning because it started out with that C when they had that thing going on. You know what I'm talking about. Lady don't like you to say the name, but when that was going on, there was a lot of children that was losing out on education. And now a lot of kids in the Caribbean, they're still trying to catch up. They're playing catch up. So you taking away qualified educators in planning these curriculum, what do you think will happen to these kids? I mean, like I said, the older ones I could see because they're heading to jobs, in 4 years or 3 years or whatever. But I can't see the younger ones being dragged around or pulled around that way.
um MC, you being an educator, what's your thought on that?
Okay, so when we think about education, there are so many parts to it because when he's splitting
Hmm.
it up, we're talking about education deals with right children's education, where everybody sees, okay, how to educate the children. Then you also
Hmm.
have special education, right? Students with
Yeah.
special needs, how they're educated. Then you have um, you also have, after that, you also have teachers, how the teachers are trained, what are the requirements, right?
Yeah.
And so you
Mhm.
have so many pieces and parts to it, and you're talking about this whole country is under the Department of Education. So now all the money is funded to this Department of Education, and then they funnel it to all the programs. But when you split it up in a haphazard way, like it has been, there is no oversight. Now, who oversees? This is the problem now. Who oversees to ensure that all the children, especially black and brown children, are being treated according to civil rights, that their rights are being met? Who's overseeing that, right? Who's overseeing that all the money's funded to certain places, that everybody's getting their fair share amount? Who's overseeing that? So that we have qualified teachers, and that, so there's a lot to this process. The Board of Education, Department is a monster. There is so much. And to put piece here, there's no way to oversee it. There's no way to know what's happening. They really definitely want to discard it, because to do piece, there's no way to oversee it. And the agencies that they're going to is already have not enough staff. They're already having problems with their own agency, and you want to give them an agency they have no idea about to oversee?
Yeah.
It's a
And
disaster, recipe for disaster.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really scary right now.
Jai, as a
I think
parent
they,
of a youngin coming up, and then the respecter. Jai, you want to touch it?
No, I'm good for right now.
You good for right now? The respecter.
I think they're trying to control our children, and they're psychologically damaging them before they get a chance to learn.
Yeah.
They're trying to control black people going forward. And it's unfortunate that those who are in power, the black men and women who are in power throughout this world, are not seeing it. They're accepting bribe and going along with stuff that they know is damaging to the next generation and the next generation of black and brown. They're not saying these things where white are concerned. They're not doing that in the white countries or the white communities. They're always talking these things with black and brown people. And it's ridiculous. Why they so fearful of the dominant of black and brown? They don't want to be the minority.
Mm. Well, well, the white population is going down. Um, So, the majority is going to be black or brown that they're educating. And right now, they really don't care if these children learn or not. They take away all the budget from these districts and these schools. They take the money away. And they're not even, right now, when I was teaching, I'm retired now, but when I was teaching, half of the time I had to buy supplies for my classroom because they don't have enough money, enough funds put aside when you're doing certain projects. So you end up having to fund this. Now, what will happen? The labor department, it's all about money and building these large companies. And when we touch on Jamaica, I'll tell you also what is going on there in terms of the labor. And all these countries are thinking about, these officials in these countries, all they're thinking about is building wealth, and not wealth for the minorities, but wealth for the majorities. And that's what's been going on in many countries, not just America, but all over. It's power and how they can gain more assets, more money to fund whatever they have going on, the wars and the what have you. I mean, it's sad, and the children are the ones who are missing out on the education. It is sad.
Well, Donna says, and then I have some comments underneath the post that was sent in. Donna says, because some are getting funded illegally through loans that the applicants aren't qualified for, It's financial aid fraud. She also say nothing will be taken from those whom are well deserving of it. Donna also says if you are a money lender and get victimized by financial aid scams, then you will be able to relate. Is much greater than just black and brown. Another comment says they are reallocating funding. The challenge is that Congress did not state which agency had to permanently manage and oversee the funding that is being reallocated. So while Congress has the power of the purse, they didn't say who was required to hold that purse. This loophole makes it easy to move the funding and the initiatives attached to other agencies. Another person's Diane Edwin says, I'm sorry, but Converse has had nothing to do with this. They relinquished control to Trump in the first month of his administration, and it wasn't out of love of the country or our system. It was out of love of power and money.
What I said, power and money. Mm-hmm.
And
That's it.
and then another one says, last time I checked, the students' test scores are abysmal. A change and restructure is needed. Get that activist Randy Weingarten out of education. And then Stefani says, you do realize that children cannot read at grade level. You must be a product of public education. Bless your heart.
Mm, mm, mm. But yet still he wants that $2,000, and he's gonna what he's gonna. I mean, this man is crazy. Now he's saying that he's gonna do it without Congress, right? And how he's gonna do it is by executing, that presidential order that he can do, and he did it during pandemic. And I mean, people are sitting around really waiting for that 2000. That man put out so much rhetoric and he put so much lies out there, and people really actually believe him. And that's how they voted for him, because they believe what he told them. And now everybody's crying.
And you know what? I don't even necessarily can just blame everything on what he told them. You just have some people with some warped minds that just feels like to me that anything that it appears to be benefiting melanated skinned people, that it's an issue. Trinae says it all makes sense to me. State Department can help vet the students, visas, and all diplomatic issues. The other department heads make sense. The workforce will come out of our K-12 programs. That's awesome. Trade schools, vocational programs will now be an option, and not just pushing kids to go to 4-year college and have lots of debt. We need to change up what we are doing because it's not working. Don says this administration wants to the states more control over education.
All right.
Okay. Let me get in here. All
Go
right.
ahead.
So again, people are just saying their opinions and what they feel. Think about it again. Yes, I'm not saying the Department of Education needs an overhaul, but don't break it apart and put it to agencies that do not even have enough funding for themselves, have no idea what to do with this new agency of Department of Education. They're already dealing, they don't have enough staff. They're struggling and they don't have enough funding. They don't have, and then you're going to give them another agency that they've never experienced. And you think that he's going to do this responsibly? These people, they don't really, the administration, everybody's unqualified. We already know that they're unqualified. He puts the person opposite. Like for energy, he put someone whose energy, right, is responsible for looking at how we use oils and gases and the safety in our country. He put someone who used to be a CEO of an oil drilling company. So these people are not qualified. And then to say it's good to break apart the administrative to education, put pieces here and there. No, it's not good.
Ray
That's nice
Ann,
of you.
Ray Ann sent in one, and she's saying that I fought with all of my being in the 80s under Reagan for my mentally challenged son. The president wanted to do away with the Department of Education. We got the PL 94142 law into effect that later became the gateway to the ADA law. It gave the rights to a free and equal education for all mentally challenged and handicapped people aged 3 to 23. I am so disappointed that the government is doing away with the department that assures this right. Few
Thank you.
you had
Mhm.
heard of autism at that time. I told someone that my son was autistic. She said, "Aren't you lucky to have such a talented son?" She thought I meant artistic. My son is grown now, and this is no longer a pressing need for my son, but it
Mhm.
is for many other parents
Thank
whose
you.
children need deserve the right to an education. And
Mhm.
myself, I must can say to you, Rayanne, I agree with that because that's the field that I am in. I work with the autistic children, developmentally disabled. We call them intellectually disabled individuals, and they are able to go into school. They have set up a schooling just for a class just for these individuals. And I feel that it's a grave injustice that is going to be done to these children whom are because you know what,
Yes.
I have had the experience of watching individuals that are in my agency walk across the stage graduating.
Mhm.
Maybe in their mind they don't know, but their parents are so happy, and some of them do know because you have to understand you do have high functioning individuals
Mhm.
as well that understand that lobbies, you know, for themselves. What's her name? Oh Jesus, I'm going to tell you that took it all the way. Lois. Lois took it all the way to the state, and she stood up and she spoke that where now that with her speaking out of not wanting to be institutionalized, she's able, that's where the community residential alternative home program has generated and geared from herself and another individual going and taking it all the way to the state capitol because they did not want to be institutionalized. So these individuals are people too. So I don't agree with them dismantling the education system and some of the things and some of the benefits that it does allow for the IDD population. Blossom says, do you hear what he's saying about his own team that betrayed him? What will he do? That means is no joke. Okay.
Mhm.
And Donald said the goal is to reduce federal oversight and allow states to tailor education to their community needs. That's deep.
Um,
Go ahead, MC.
not again. Yeah, it sounds right, right? It's not in a utopian society where we can trust each state to do what they're supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
When we look at Louisiana, not Louisiana, look at Florida and Texas, who wants to rewrite Black history, and we're going to trust them that they're going to write the proper education and monitor, make sure the funding goes to the schools that need it the most, and the programs go to the schools that need it the most. That's what we're going to trust each state to do that. I don't think so. Not at this time. We still need the Department of Education for oversight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're not at that stage yet. We're not ready for. We don't have a utopian society as yet.
Yeah.
Blossom
It's
Blossom says that man is a joke. And Juliet says, I couldn't let you leave this topic without. And she said could. So I guess she's going to finish typing. Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that it's
Spectre.
still building the rich. You understand what I'm saying? Because the labor force is very important in terms of providing jobs and what have you. And I guess someone mentioned that they don't have enough money, enough fundings or what have you. And you know, these large business and corporations, they're run by this man's cronies. They're the ones that supported him. They're the ones that put him in power. And now, what I think he's trying to do is to give back to them. You know what I mean? And most of these districts, like I said, they don't have enough money, but the money that they do have that is allocated to them, I guess they want a piece of the pie too. They feel it's too much for these young kids. It's sad, but it's reality. He is building up the large corporations because all of this falls under labor. Okay, and he's building these large corporation up so that they can make more money than they had before at the expense of these children. But we need to let our voices be heard and let them know that we will not tolerate this. And like I said before, in education, you have to be educated. You can't just go into a room and start teaching these children. You have to know every one of these kids and know how to deal with them. And if you don't have the training, how can these children function in your classroom?
All right, we have a caller. Caller, greetings, and then the respect to you come in. Greetings, caller.
Lady D, it's done.
Greetings, Don. How you doing?
Yeah, but listen, on this topic, it's a very interesting topic. With the dismantling of the Department of Education.
Yes.
There's another way to look at it. The Department of Education that is run by the federal government. Do you know how much money it costs? They have to pay out to all of these administrators up top at the top of the food chain in the Department of Education in the federal government. A lot of money, and they just have titles and get big pay. They don't do much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They do much.
They get big paychecks.
Because
you know,
a lot.
Wait a minute.
No, it's a lot that they have to run.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let Don make his statement, then the respect,
Yes,
and then you.
Yes. So what he's saying is he's gonna put most of it of the day-to-day running in individual states, where each state have a much stronger say and much more input in the day-to-day running of the schools in their state. So I don't see anything wrong with that. You know, because like I said, there's a lot of money being paid out to the administrators in the Department of Education, the pen pushers and the jacket and tie people, and the kids in America are failing. Don't you see that?
Well, this is a tech from Sandra making a comment. Then the respecter, you're gonna dive in, then MC. Sandra says our kids are being failed big time by the Department of Education. What we've become comfortable with is a bureaucratic cash cow that doesn't deliver milk to the students and slowing siphonage of parental rights and input. The current system doesn't have real accountability for the funding it receives or the educational outcome it should provide. That's the real issue that no one wants to address. It would be nice to have a state by state analysis of its educational strengths and weaknesses and work with them to make meaningful changes that benefit all concerned.
That's what I say. Revamp what they haven't started.
That's kind of what Don's saying too. Go ahead, the respecter. The respecter. We're not hearing it. The respecter. Hello. Let's. I can't even get him. I'm gonna have to remove him off because I'm not hearing him, and he's not hearing us. Well, let me remove him. Okay. Juliet says, I couldn't let you go without commenting. What everyone does not realize is that little by little, he's dismantling everything that was built to protect all the people of America. Okay, the respecter, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't speak for all the schools, but I know that DeKalb County had a very successful graduate classes 2025. And what Don is saying, it's relevant in some sense, but we cannot bypass. Everything is about the black communities. And it's designed for us ourselves to believe that it's unfair for us to think that, go along with that because of what government is saying. They're targeting black and brown. They're not doing this to Caucasian communities. And the blacks who are in power are not going into what done.
It
We
affects
are
everybody.
trained, not trained, done. Done. These things are designed against us, done. And we are believing it. We are believing it. And it's time we
I
start
want to
look at why they're really doing these things. There's a
ask the panel a
teachers are doing the
Well, there's a statistics that says, Carl put this in, says 32% of high school seniors scored below the basic level in reading and 45% scored below basic in math. Do
panel.
you
I
think?
want to ask the panel a question.
Yes.
Just one question. Why is it that the charter schools do much better than the public schools?
Because of bureaucracy.
Okay.
Bureaucracy. It came
All
up
right.
a couple of years ago when I was teaching. Why don't you let the teachers plan the curriculum in each classroom because they know the students and know the needs of these students? But yet still the district decide to plan the curriculum and then distribute it across that particular area. Okay, so these curriculum are not planned by the teacher. I'm telling you, they are planned by the district and
Okay.
then given to the teachers. And sometimes the teachers don't even understand some of these curriculum themselves. So therefore, they teach it in their own way. If you let these teachers plan their curriculum, make their schedule, and I think the children would learn a lot better.
100%
Well,
queen.
well,
You
Right
I
on,
see,
queen. Right
I
on.
think MC, I think you would do something like that. Do you?
Yeah. No. I'm a special. I do special education. So my
Okay.
funding comes from the Department of Education funneled to to the states to ensure that students with disabilities achieve and get the services that they're supposed to get according to the law, the IDEIA. So
Okay.
that's where my funding comes from. When it's dismantled like this puts all of these things in question, like what's going to happen to these special needs students. So let me just go back again. First of all, it was said that that each state should be able to run their education. So let's talk about that. Just quick. Department of Education is an oversight agency. So it oversights, sends money, ensures quality teachers, and different things like that. Remember, this is still United States of America. So the states do have some independence in how they run their state and how they run their education. Okay. So some each state does have a way because if you notice what we teach, um, the books we use in New York may not be the same books they use in Florida or California. We may go by similar standards, the next gen standards, Common Core standards, things like that. But we use our books according to those standards. So, Department of Education is an oversight agency. Let's remember that. Each state is independent because we're in the United States of America. So, they're already running their own education. So that's one. Two, charter schools. Why do charter schools do better? overall when you think about it? Well, here's one. First of all, charter schools get funding from the city, just like public schools, right? But
Mhm.
charter school also gets funding from private
Private.
companies. So they
Mhm.
get double funding. They get funding from the city and they get funding from private companies.
Private,
Where
yes.
where public schools just get funding from the city. Okay, so
Can
that's
I
one.
interject there? Can I interject right there? Do you
So that's
know?
one. They get more money.
Let me just make a point to you. You made a point. Can I respond to that? Do you know that public schools get a whole lot of money and there's still no improvement? They have increased the budget time and time again, and it hasn't made any improvement. Go look it
Uh,
up. They have increased the budget and it
oh,
hasn't made
I'm in
improvement.
education. I taught in public school for about over 14 years, and now
Mhm.
I'm teaching. I'm in charter schools, public schools. So I've seen all over. So what I'm saying is not something that I'm just guessing.
So
It's
you do
something
agree?
that
So you
I'm
do
actually
agree?
in the
You
system to see.
do agree? You
And
do
that
agree
wait a
that
minute, you spoke. Not all schools are doing poorly because I know a school that's mostly black students, and the school had a different principal as the leader. And when that principal, the kids weren't doing as well.
only
When
one.
that principal
That's only
left,
one.
now that school is the top. So it's also the leadership in the school. So it's a
That's
lot
true.
Can
of
I
different
respond?
factors.
Can I
Not
respond? Let me
that-
respond, please. Lady D just gave you some figures earlier of all the percentage of the school that is failing, right, Lady D? You just
Yes.
read it a while ago. Or
Yes.
the percentage of
Yeah.
students are failing.
From one of the
I'll tell you another
comments.
story.
Yeah,
A
from one
story
of the
came out.
comments.
A story came out yesterday that students who are going into college, who are entering college, don't know math, can't do calculus, can do simple multiplication and division because they're so used to using AI and their cell phone to work out math problem. They can't work it out of their own head, and they're
all
entering
right.
college.
But what you remember, the premise was is that the Department of Education is the fault. That's what you said. And what I'm trying to tell you, it's not only the Department of Education because each state is run independently. It's an oversight and every agency, and there's certain standards that each state must meet. But when they meet those standards, they can figure out how they want to go about doing that. So it's between each state because when Lady D told you those figures, now we want to look at which state, right? Which state, because there are states that are doing better than others, right?
Mhm.
Which state is education better?
Yeah.
Which county? Is it mostly white counties, more where black and brown county? Like who's doing better? And then we want to know why. Because let me
Mhm.
tell you something. I saw in a black and brown school where the PTA, now PTA is a parent teacher association, they raise money that can support the school's budget, right?
Yeah.
So one PTA in a black and brown school, I think they had like 15,000 or $10,000 to help the school, right? When you go
Mhm.
to a Manhattan district like District 2 or something, where they're wealthy and probably wives of congressmen, those schools, the PTA alone has a $200,000 budget compared to 15,000. But you know how much money that is can bring to the schools? Now you're saying the schools have a lot of money. Yes, because it takes a lot to run a school. But what about the extra programs? We want to bring in STEM. You want to bring in all these programs to the school so it makes it more enriching for these children. Stock market, all these things. It costs money. And these schools
Yeah.
can afford it because of the PTA. The
Yeah, and
other
that's
And
what I was
see,
schools
gonna
can't
say.
afford it.
Not just that,
eh,
MJ,
Well, we're
but
gonna
also the meetings. People don't go to these board meetings, education board meetings and all of these things. Years ago, parents used to take time out to go to these meetings, and they support the school district. Now parents are so focused on trying to live every day and make enough money to survive that they don't go out and support these groups of people that meet and make these decisions. It's important for us to get involved, especially people of color. You find these Caucasian people go out to these meetings. They make it a point to go out and support their district, support their school system, and that's why they are recognized and get more money than the average um, black or people of color districts. So that is
MC,
Same.
important too. That is important also.
Donna made a
MC,
one
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
Darespecta. Let me read these comments and then Donna says our black and brown people are being targeted and experimented on by black scientists. The Diane Connolly says the Department of Education has done absolutely nothing to improve education. The bureaucracy and corruptions are deep. You can blame Trump all you want, but the problem go back years. Truly restoring local control can change what is happening in our communities. Tailoring education to what is needed can help students succeed. Every single thing that the government touches goes to hell. Think with the facts, not your emotions.
MC.
I
And
agree.
then
I agree.
we're gonna have I'm
Yeah.
gonna give about 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Then legal nurse says facts are fine. Let's actually use them. Local control already dominates, as MC was saying. Local control already
Thank you.
dominates education in the United States. School boards, state legislatures, state DOEs, county offices, they run the show. If local control were the cure, the states with the worst outcome wouldn't be the same ones insisting they don't need federal oversight. The Department of Education isn't perfect. Bureaucracy exists, sure, but without it, there is no national enforcement of civil rights, disability protection, Title IV,
Speak, sister.
funding, equity, or guardrails for kids who get ignored when states choose politics over students. And blaming the government
Speak.
ruins everything. Sounds tidy up sounds tidy until you remember that states are government. When they cut funding, close schools, block curriculum, ignore special ed law, or widen racial disparities, the federal agency is the only backstop families have. Dismantling oversight doesn't fix corruption, it just makes it easier to hide.
Can we all
Thank
agree?
you.
Agree that
In a nutshell. Perfect.
hold on, can we all agree that what the state of education right now is in dire straits? It cannot continue like this.
Yeah.
All
Can
we
we can
to give it,
Yeah, but shifting over to the labor department, how is it
Okay,
going to
wait.
solve the
Let's
situation?
let's one at a time.
Exactly.
Then we go to the respected, then we go to Queen.
no,
Complete your sentence, Don.
yeah, like I said, we all can agree that the education system needs to be revamped. It needs
Yes.
to be
It needs
revamped.
an overhaul. That's true. Yes, it does.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So why do we want to
Yes, it
continue?
does.
Well, it's still needed, but it just needs some,
So
it
it
needs
needs
some tailoring.
changes.
It
Yeah,
needs some
changes.
tailoring done to it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's a good entity because as Diane says, it's the one that is overseeing a lot of things that would be thrown to the side if it
Yes.
was
It's
if it
guardrails.
wasn't in existence. So
Yeah.
on that form, I could look at it. The respecter, go
Yeah.
ahead.
MC.
Yes, the
MC.
inspector.
I am super proud of you.
Yes, sir.
I am super proud of you. You should run for superintendent. You did not skip or miss a beat. You on it because you have the experience. There's
Yeah.
nobody can say otherwise. What I don't
Mhm.
like is our people, or we're quick to agree with the report and what's been
Hello.
put out there where the black schools are concerned and put every school in the category of doing bad and out
Yes.
of control. It's sickening
Exactly.
me to hear my people talk the way they talk about our own. And the white
Mm-hmm.
people they cover themselves
Yes.
because they don't want us knowing what goes on in their school and being
Yeah.
ashamed to them. But our people are so quick to come out Because some
Mm-hmm.
report says this and some report says that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is perfect. And there are lots of parents are going to meetings. The school that my daughter graduated from, Arabia Mountain, that is a super run school.
There we
They
go.
spend times on a weekend going on adventures,
Mm-hmm.
volunteer. Over 100 parents when I went to clean up the community, the riverside, and so on and so forth, the parks. So we cannot talk the way we talk as if it's never true that it's everybody or nobody. Nobody
Thank you.
likes, nobody's doing this, nobody's doing that. It is
Yes.
balance. What goes on in the
Mm-hmm.
black community, the negative side, goes on in the white community on the negative sides. It balanced
Mm-hmm.
throughout. But just the Caucasian people keep their thing under cover.
Yeah.
We don't
Because
care.
even
We
my
blast each other.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even my grandbaby, she's between Newton and Clayton County, and they have wonderful schools over there. She she's in her last year of middle school, and she done already got a $10,000 scholarship. You have to be, and her mother is really, really into the school system, what goes on in the school. You have to also participate in your child's school. You have to go to these meetings that they have, these planning committees, these board meetings that they have. You have to go there and be involved for them to change your district. If you don't say anything, they're going to do whatever they want to do in that district. It's up to the
Yes, turn
parents.
involved.
Okay,
Yes, Queenie.
Juliet says, um, it's like those patients who need certain types of medication and is not getting it anymore. Not all of them. Don't put everyone in the same category. There are some schools that are doing good and their students are doing great because of the involvement of the parents and the
That's what I say.
community. Donna says Trump
It's
just
true.
became political. Um,
Thank you.
Diane also says, do you know what teachers actually deal with? 20 years ago, there was a major shift, the shift from, and then we're going to wrap this. And then 20 years ago, there was a major shift. The shift was teaching to the test. We all see how that has worked out. Common Core, brought to you by Obama, hasn't improved outcomes, brought to us by the Department of the Education. There are always schools, districts who don't follow all the rules with or without the Department of Education. I find it absolutely hilarious that someone wants to speak on Title VI. All of the laws that you have cited are so entrenched in the education system that they are there to stay. Do you honestly think that schools are all of a sudden going to throw their hands up in the air, have a party, and say no more rules to follow? There are so many redundant rules and regulations that will never happen. You assert that there will be no national enforcement, yet your post states that other departments are taking over responsibility of the department. So I don't know where. I guess there's a text somewhere that I missed. There's a text somewhere that I missed because it's addressing to someone that made a comment.
One last thing before we get off of this.
Go ahead.
I just looked it up just now. I'm looking at it. It says in 2024 fiscal year, the Department of Education spent 268 billion with a B, $268 billion last year, and the schools are still failing. Somebody
Can I
tell
address
me.
that lady, please?
Go ahead. Address that, respect, and then give
Come
us.
on. I was one. I love math. And it sickened me that Dan when we agree to things like that. Do you know how much $1 billion is? Much less 27, $26 billion.
$268 billion.
Do you know how much money that is done? And if every American, everybody in this country, every 300 plus millions who are in this country were to have $1 million done, it wouldn't equal to that. Think about it. Who getting those all those?
So what's the point? I'm saying
Billions.
that the
Without billion, not to the
government spent
people.
$268 billion last year, and there's no improvement. It says it goes on to say it's 4% of the federal budget. 4%
It did not go to the
for
school or
education.
the students or the teachers.
All right,
That's ridiculous.
we're gonna wrap this. We're going to wrap this up because we have to, as a matter of fact, we'll extend it for next week. We'll pick it back up next week because this seems to be a very, very touchy, insightful topic because there's a lot of comments on this particular reasoning topic right here. So we're gonna do some more research, get some more statistics and numbers, because as even with the and I wanted to even elaborate more what the Department of Labor does, what the Health and Human Services does, why the foreign medical um academic and childcare access um parental programs are on. Why did they designate these particular programs for these particular areas? The Indian education is the Department of Interior. In international education and foreign language, it's the State Department. I want to know what I would like us to research as a panel and as listeners is why would they categorize these particular departments in the educational system to these particular governmental agencies. Okay, so we'll reason more on this. We have Ramon, big up yourself. Ramon McKenzie says excited for this. Excellent. Juliet
Hey,
says
Ramon.
of that money goes to inner city school. That's what Juliet says. We're gonna pick it up. We're gonna pick it back up. This is hot topic. This is a hot topic. So I want to thank Jai and MC for submitting this topic right here. So it's a very, very hot topic. It's 9:33 on the Powerhouse clock. We want to say big shouts to Victorious 89.1 FM. We want to say big shouts as well to YouTube'sradio.com, DJ VJ Smiles, Ross Dougal. We want to say blessings upon blessings to the entire YouTube's radio family. If you're listening to us via our telephone lines at 667-930-9036, want to say massive shouts to you and thank you for listening in. If you're vibing with us through our website at www.dapowerhouseradio.com, we want to say welcome and thank you for listening. We want to say big shouts and welcome to you for watching us on YouTube, for Facebook, however you're watching us, whatever social media, our tuning apps. We just want to say blessings upon blessings to you all and thank you. Share the link, tell a friend, tell a family member. All right, all about Reasoning Thursdays. No topic is off limits. Okay, we're gonna touch these topics, these comments. Donna says schools are being funded for geological science to build um colliders to use for experiment like Hurricane Melissa. Sharon says Vince McMahon wife Linda is not qualified to be a Secretary of Education. Respecter. I agree it is racially motivated to keep people of color from excelling any further. All right. Woo. I'm telling you, this is hot. This is hot. Ah, man. We still having our reasoning. We still have Jamaica in our reasoning. I don't know if we just need to settle on Jamaica for a minute, but or we just need to take a little heat off. If your ex or somewhat ex has a new lady man friend, would you have a problem for your kids to hang out with that person? How long after a breakup do you feel a child should be exposed to another mate? That is coming from our listener, don't want to be named. Does not want to be named, out of Tennessee. Just want to say big ups to you. But this is that was her question. So she is waiting for us as well to answer that topic right there. Noni, you are quiet.
Yeah.
Noni, I haven't heard a peep out of you.
I'm still here. I'm still here. And you know what? I've been listening to all
Noni.
y'all. Yeah, hey, hey, MC. I mean, you're powerful, girl. Um, you know, but I agree with everything you're saying. Parents, they got to be involved. I have a graduate from Arabia Mountain High School now at KSU.
All right.
Uh, so he was top of his class and is still ongoing in his sophomore year at KSU. So, you know,
Congratulations.
I congratulate parents that definitely support their children. But I would say Department of Education, it does not need to be dismantled because it is helping so many um, children. Middle school, definitely high school students who are entering college and need that funding, and they earned it. So um, I think the dismantling of that would be a disservice to our children here in the States. So leave it alone. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Yeah.
Jai is not feeling too good. She texted me and said, she's coming offline. So let's keep Jai in our prayers. Not feeling too hot
Yeah.
tonight. All right. Change your
Oh, yes,
weather.
feel better.
Definitely takes it. Donna says they are wicked. How the hell could Jamaica survive a category 5 hurricane just because of greed? Well, if we want to talk about greed, now the prime minister has says that Jamaica is going to need to likely borrow.
Mm.
So the question in all of this that persons are talking about is, where is the money?
Okay. Well,
They're
he's
having
claiming he's
some,
gonna be transparent. So let's see.
so he said he's going to be
That's
transparent.
what he said. But when he
Right?
said it after all those head of state of different country, all those presidents came into his face. If you listen to that speech with Mosley, Mia Mosley, she put it straight and she explained to him that this is what should be done. The people should be the priority, and we should work on what the people need first and then go into other things. This man want to go into building 30 companies. Who are the companies that he's going to build up? He claims that they need money, that these companies, if he helps them, give them generators and give them a loan, then they'll be able to build the country back up. Who are the 30 companies that he's gonna pick? You know already, right? It
All of
sure
this,
isn't those little men, eh?
and all of this infrastructure building and all these things that's going to cost
Okay.
all these billions and billions of dollars. Jamaica Road never, a lot of the roads that wasn't good for morning.
From
So
the
all of
beginning.
these billions of dollars for these roads. But let's listen to what he's saying and then we could address it.
Activities will be financed initially from the National Natural Disaster Recovery Fund, the NNDRF. The NNDRF was set up to receive the proceeds of Jamaica's disaster risk instruments, including Jamaica's catastrophe bond, policies with the Caribbean Catastrophe Reinsurance Facilities, CRIF, and various credit contingent claims with the IDB and the World Bank. These amounts will total approximately $650 million US. It is likely that the government of Jamaica will have to borrow to finance reconstruction beyond what will be available in our NNDRF. We have immediate access to approximately, and please note I use the word approximately, $500 million US from the IMF's Rapid Financing Facility, the RFI. The RFI facility does not come with policy conditionality. So we will start this reconstruction effort with approximately $1.15 billion US in immediate funds. This is significant. To dimension this, under normal circumstances, it would take us 3 fiscal years to spend such funds in capital expenditure under normal circumstances. But let me just say this, because again, there is a lot of misinformation which is suggesting that the government of Jamaica is receiving huge sums. I would want, if it is possible, to display the grade assessment of damage, and just to look at what the infrastructure damage is. Just infrastructure. That's the one that you can say is absolutely public, and I believe that was about $2.3 billion. If you can display that very quickly. $2.9 billion of infrastructure damage. That's, you could say that's government's responsibility totally. And then there's a part of residential that would be government as well. And then there is a part of private, meaning private homes and private facilities that government may also have to assist. And then there is the relief and the recovery expenditure. So we have here a total of $1.15 billion. A part of it is the insurance and the contingencies that we have, and a part of it is immediately accessible debt that we could start. But just from the assessment here, which is not the final assessment, you know, there's $8.8 billion of damage for which the government would more likely be responsible for.
So listen, I can't even listen.
I got sick of him.
I can't even listen to all of him because
I got sick of him. Lady, can I say something?
Go ahead, and
there
then I want
to 5.
Go ahead.
Can I speak? There were 5 parishes that suffered damages. I mean, major damage. 5 parish. Okay. Now, these 5 parishes, some of them have minor, mostly roof blew off or water flooding. That should be an easy band-aid, easy to fix. Okay. Just get them some more zinc to do their roof and give them money to clean up the facilities. Okay. CARICOM leaders came to Jamaica 2 days ago and they had a big meeting. And in this meeting, I love what Mia Mosley said. She said, let's come together as the CARICOM nation. Let's come together, work together, and support each other, build each other, because this could happen next year in my country. So let's work together. No, he wants to get into, he talk about Europe. I hear him talking about Europe.
Yeah.
We're talking about CARICOM, the Caribbean. You're supposed to building these Caribbean nations up. He's gonna come to America and want food exported to Jamaica from America. What happened to these Caribbean countries? Tell them, okay, we're gonna get food from you. We're gonna get grain from you so that we can grow instead of getting all these chemical induced seeds from America. I mean, this man is not thinking realistically, and he's not thinking about his people.
He is thinking realistically. He's thinking what they want, what they want. They want to make it a one world order. That's what they're trying to make. So, and all of these billions and billions of dollars, when are we going to talk about getting some type of temporary shelter for these people that doesn't even have a roof over their heads? 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks later after this hurricane. I mean, I don't know. I don't see that they're taking Jamaican people in account and seeing the urgency of the sanitation and so on for the Jamaican people. And once again, I'm neither PNP, I'm neither PNP nor JLP. I'm for Jamaica, I'm for the people. And
Yeah.
the I'm not seeing, all of this infrastructure.
Mm.
Is this the digital city that we're structuring, that we're talking about this infrastructure? What happened to getting even proper temporary shelter for these people,
Yeah.
children, elderly, all
Yeah.
these people that do not have a roof over their heads?
Look
Oh,
how they constructed these tent hospital quickly. They can do the same for these people. Create some tent get some you have a lot of areas that is empty other than ground zero. Go there, build some tent for now for these people so they don't get wet up every day.
well,
I mean,
right now, disease is going on in Jamaica. You know,
Lady,
now that that's going on. You're gonna go next. The respect. Let me read these comments and then you go. All righty. Donna says the Department of Education is run by veterans of war who focus is geared towards getting funded for war. She also says it's not a coincidence that one of those five parishes is where my family is from. Donna also said they are trying to disperse relief money through the courts that will not be used for the people. It's the same thing over and over again. Juliet says, what about getting medical aid for the people? That's what we're talking about. Go ahead, the respecter.
what Juliet said is one of the biggest things, most important. But this man is so disgusting and despicable. This
Mhm.
man is disgusting and despicable. I mean, he have no care for the country, for the people
people.
who voted for him. It is so simple. Each parish have construction companies. Each one have construction companies, bulldozers, people who know what to do, go in and clean up the areas, get rid of what needs to get rid of. All the outhouse that got washed into the community that
Jesus.
is needs cleaning up so bad and so quick needs to be done so quickly. And this man is playing games with the people's lives. He's evil and wicked.
Well,
I
he
mean,
said he wants.
the people needs to come together and do what they do in America. Impeach his ass out of there.
Well, he's saying that tickets. He wants tickets, and he wants pat. He wants a pat program after all of this when the people leave. He's talking about the people who are helping now, right? That when they leave, it's like he's waiting for them to leave. You know what I mean? Instead of him going in and helping these people, he wanna create a ticket thing, and he wanna create a
Without
pat
the system.
program
Yeah.
for accountability. He says, okay, so that no one can say he spent the money on this and that, but he can show transparency how the money was spent. All of this, you worrying about all that crap when people are suffering? Come
Dying.
on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
All right.
Go go.
Can I just give you some figures? It
Yes.
says
Yeah.
here that 1,300 Jamaicans are still in shelter. 1,300 Jamaicans are still in shelter. 24,000 homes have been destroyed,
Jesus.
and 900,000 people
Mm.
are homeless.
Mm.
And we're
Yeah.
talking about infrastructure.
Yeah, infrastructure and ticket to show that he gave you X amount of money. You gotta get a ticket, and then you can go into the agency and show the ticket. I mean, I'm saying when this man talk, I'm saying, what is he
But
talking about?
like SoFlo said, he ought to be ashamed.
Yeah,
He said
And it
he.
wouldn't make sense to use up all those opportunities of all the Airbnbs and put these people in these Airbnb, and pay the bills. In
Mhm.
hotels that's not doing well, that have space.
It's a great idea.
One of
Mhm.
It's a great idea.
Chrissy said, "Who is surprised?"
No one. No. Hmm. but there are so many houses still underwater. You can only see the top of the houses. They're still underwater, and every day these places, these water levels are rising. Okay, I mean, people are scared. People are out there scared. You see them alligators down in the water. I mean, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. How can you punish your people like that?
Peterkin says, somebody with sense, please help me out. How you forget money to spend to rebuild and use the money yet, but you are thinking borrowing money to
He's
rebuild.
waiting on the people
Make
and to leave. He said
sense. The
he's
man
waiting on the
says
people
it
and to
is
leave.
likely anyhow. $25 billion is small in comparisons for the rebuild need.
Mm.
He says, I refuse to believe that you have the expert knowledge to do a preliminary report. Um, I'm telling you, this is
So,
craziness.
what is the container? He said he's gonna buy container homes. Somebody tell me what is a container home?
Hold the line, Don, hold the line.
Call from
Sharon.
Hold the line, Don. We get another
to
call.
accept, press 1.
Yes, caller.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
What he needs to do is get people to come and clear up the dead animals
Yeah.
and take and get the dead people out, because this can start a disease, cholera. Anything can start happening in Jamaica. He's ridiculous. He's totally ridiculous. I knew this was going to happen when 47 man went down to speak with him before this happened. Mm-hmm. This is something that they planned. Everyone is trying to step in. China was already there, and this is what 47 doesn't want. So they did this. It's something that was intentional, and he could do better. He doesn't care. None of them care. Portia, none of them care about the people that they serve, and that's the main thing. They serve these people. These people elected him, but he has his own agenda. It's about money. It's about.
Yeah, and it started with his wife. That he's in charge. She's in charge of parliament. He's in charge of the government. That's conflict of interest. Come on now. You sleep with this woman every night, and she is making decisions for these people. Who you think she's gonna side with? Not the people. Her husband. I mean, people need to wake up. People in Jamaica need to wake up. They need to wake up.
Term ends. If his term ends, he's not going to stay in Jamaica. You understand? If so, he want to make what he can make out of this situation. He's a dog. That's all I can say.
Cash
That's
out.
all I could say. After
Wow.
he's trying to get the big bone.
Yeah. Cash out says the government getting billions in insurance and still going to borrow. Yep, that is it.
That's what I'm saying.
Giving either damaged parish 10 million to rebuild.
Yeah, I heard that. What can that do?
Yeah.
With all the people that's helping out in Jamaica, we could do better, but he needs to get reinforcement, people to go find the dead bodies, to help to dig out the people's homes. He needs to put things in place, but he hasn't been doing that. He's just standing on the sideline, not doing anything. You're coming in with the little food. The food only lasts for a couple of days, and then the people are still starving. He needs to do better. All this money, donation people have sent to Jamaica. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here goes another comment. Sparkle says, my understanding might be wrong, but the 10 million is not a direct payment. It is cut into 3-4 payments, and that money goes direct to the warehouse selling goods and doesn't touch the area officials' hands. To make matters worse, more than 10 million has been spent on stupidness around Jamaica. Does anyone remember the cost of the colored Montego Bay sign near the airport? Yes,
Yes,
I remember
yes,
that.
foolishness. Yes.
Yes, man. Listen, this is we're gonna have to continue this reasoning topic as well.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Oh man,
yes.
wait a minute. We have some comments here as well. Wait a minute. Oh, Donna says those scientists have to pay for the suffering of the people in Jamaica. Juliet says they're even stopping people who are trying to bring food, water, medical supplies to those who need it. Many were turned away, but thank God they're not giving up. I saw even the toll situation where they said they were getting free toll to the persons whom are going to be bringing aid to
Mhm.
persons in the affected area. But the angel was on there even the other day, stating she
They
had to pay
charge
too
them.
much money to go through the tolls.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
after she applied for the proper documentation so that she can get through the tolls. So you're correct on that, Juliet. Donna said he used the collidors to cause a storm because of his legacy scam and Ponzi scheme. I know exactly who did it. I prepped them ahead of time. Donna, stop. Put yourself in that trouble. Um, it said, what are container? Don Minor says, what are container homes? And
They've
they're
been
for
showing them.
the containers that were shipped
Yeah.
to Jamaica. They're going to make homes out of those.
Homes out of there.
And they also have those homes that the Chinese have made. I don't know if any of you all have saw those homes
The
Yeah, I saw
that
it
the
before.
Chinese
yeah.
have made
Yeah.
these out of these it looks like container homes
Yeah.
as well. Those I think is what the container homes are done. Juliet said he is doing something, he's making excuse for his failure. Um Donna says, darn serial killers. And Donna says, the Jamaica flag symbol was used to symbolize, oh my God, Donna, 9/11. Listen,
The
listen.
container homes are good homes because there was a blogger who she had bought one. She bought a two-bedroom one
Those
and she
container
built it
homes,
up herself.
those container homes couldn't even stand up to nothing. I was looking at because I was thinking of throwing one on some land I have over there, and they're going for really cheap. But I
Mhm.
don't think that it will
Three
for the
times,
time
yeah.
being to house them temporarily, maybe
Yeah.
so. But I think persons whom have their land should figure out what they're going to do with their land.
But they need
That's
money. They don't have no money to build.
No, he doesn't want them to build.
to
That's
build,
why he's not helping,
Mm-hmm.
right?
because what they
Hmm.
want them to do is to sell
To
these
sell
homes,
to
Yeah.
them, to
to
sell to
sell
them.
Yeah.
the land.
Mhm.
That's what they want. They're
Oh
not
man,
Yeah.
trying to help. He don't want. He'd prefer the people to starve so that they won't be around, so that
Yeah.
they take the lands.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
Mm.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because all these investors, these foreign investors moving in slowly, if you look, if you see them trying to help, but then on the sideline, nothing for nothing. I mean, why are they doing this? You know what I mean?
I want
What
to,
are they gonna benefit from it?
yeah, I want to
It's
touch
something.
this.
It's sad.
This is, I guess, these are the container homes that they're talking about. Because Don had sent us a clip for last week. Don had sent it to us, and I didn't get to play it, but we're gonna leave out on this because these are the homes that was bragged about next week to the young lady from Tennessee. I apologize. Our time is up, but next week I'm gonna see if we could address this one first. Your topic next week, and which is if your ex somewhat ex has a new man or woman, would you have a problem for your child to hang out with that person? How long after a breakup do you find a child should be exposed to another mate? So we'll talk about that next week. And we do apologize that we didn't get to touch that topic. But I want to leave out with Don thing here. earthquake, also tsunami in Jamaica. We're gonna touch that one next week as well, and dating apps to be blamed for the madness that's going on. We're gonna
And
touch
oil in Jamaica.
and oil in Jamaica. We're gonna touch those back next week. All right, so do accept our apologies on that.
Yeah.
Um,
Lady D,
uh-huh.
I just wanted to say, we also wishing Miss Jamaica, who was in the Miss Universe contest, who fell off the
Yeah.
stage when she was in her
Yeah.
evening gown. We wish her a full recovery and
I was
Yeah.
blessings on.
I was going to we need to wish her and the reggae boys. I don't know, like Miss Pearl's son say, what a cross is a Guada Jamaica,
Yeah. And
and
she was
Hey,
3 days
hello.
late. She was three
Jamaica.
days late going to the pageant because of her family in St. Elizabeth that was affected. So she went to the pageant 3 days late, and then for that to happen, it's sad, you know.
It
It's
is.
we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on in with Jamaica. So let's just all pray for Jamaica. I'm gonna touch Pearly
And
Grandson,
fast, pray and fast.
and then we're gonna touch the tape from Andrew Holness bragging about that Don Mine had submitted, bragging about the property called Operation Pride and what the folks now says. And after the hurricane, let's go to Pearly Grandson first in regards to the team of the reggae boys and all that happened.
This a crosses and this a destruction of the pan Jamaica. Because right now we are shaping up to be salted and Peter. Likewise, when they turn back and turn a pillar of salt, and I have nothing power. Well, first there was Melissa. No, first, second, and third was Melissa. And then coming fourth like a Lazarus, is the reggae boys. The whole country have their fingers scratched, them behind tight, and I hope it's some people folk coming from Huno. When you go to play like you have ethnic fatigue or you just come out of hibernation. Meanwhile, Sinting was suspicious and something was in a sub make a me, so the coach it had him do see me in a pack long time. Him sending film resignation before the match done play. What a salinity, what a travesty. And put pant up a hall of that and make a worse situation. What's her at? And if you rub salt in a way wound, Miss Universe drop off at the stage. Her very appearance was perfection. The girl moved with such elegance and grace, and then couldn't know. But I mean, 2025 plead the blood of Jesus against you. Well, at this point, I'm going to
We just wanted to touch that, and I'm gonna leave out. We're gonna leave. We're gonna touch this one, and then you all can say your River Dulces. To you choose radios, big up to you. I know you're getting ready to sign off, so blessings to you. Let's touch this that Don submitted in regards to the hurricane.
So when you look at this housing development of Edmund Ridge, and you see the quality of the housing that is developed here, this is nothing like Operation Pride. I want to make that point clear. So if you compare what this government has done relative to what the previous governments have done, then you can come to the conclusion that something good are going on in a Jamaica.
And them a clap.
These
Them dumb and
development to
sticking
operation
at them ass.
developments, then your conclusion would be that what was happening before was operation.
Then hear what the
shield.
people them
And
have
it
to
is
say
these
now.
developments that we are doing now that is really creating communities of pride, communities in which the homeowners feel that they have a really good investment, a really respectful investment, an investment in shelter that gives them dignity.
The zinc was flying, and it's like you can see the breeze coming in every direction. North, south, east, west.
This is what is left of the wall. Really document made out of paper. Our home at what is left of it. It is three of us that live here. Myself, my wife, and our 8-year-old son. And this is the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. This house is in St. James East Central, Edmund Ridge Estate. That was named after Edmund Bartlett, the tourism minister. And I understand that he and the Prime Minister came by to Palmyra, but they never come to site to look at the damage. We purchased this house from the HAJ, Housing Agency of Jamaica, and they don't even come to our meeting with the residents yet. Some of us are still sleeping in our cars. Our homes are totally gutted by the wind, and they don't even have anything to come and to talk with us. They're just directing us to the insurance. I have been here since December. December would be 2 years.
How old is the complex?
The complex about 3 years, 3, 4 the most. And it's a new complex.
You were looking at the material that was used to construct the house.
Paper jar wall. The material is far substantial. Concrete. These are the walls with some dust in it. So it's all gone. It's all gone. This is what is left of the wall. Really document made out of paper.
So this is the braggadocious house that was being bragged about, full of made out of paper. So Lord have mercy, I tell you, Jamaica, let's pray for Jamaica. Let's pray for Jamaica. I want to thank each and everyone for joining us this week. And you could have been vibes with someone else and you decided to join us right here on Reasoning Thursdays, and we most definitely thank you for joining us for Reasoning Thursdays each and every Thursdays. If you miss a little bit, you miss a lot when you're dealing with Reasoning Thursday. Join me Saturday for the Lady D show, because if you're missing the Lady D show, you're not just missing a little bit, you're missing too much. All righty, 12 o'clock to 4 p.m. We just want to thank each and every one. We want to thank you all. And man, thanks to all of our individuals who commented and who called in. We want to just thank each and every one. Continue to listen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the best in music right here on DAPowerhouseradio.com. Go to our YouTube page, like, subscribe, and get you notified when our talk programs are on. All righty. Be sure to join us Sunday as well for All About Love, Nothing But Love, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Loving it to the maximum. Queen?
Yes. I mean, Sharon, this is for you. You said the bodies need to be picked up. The woman said, where the drunk crowd them there? That's the buzzard she talking about. Bringing the drunk crowd them. Y'all have a wonderful. This was really good. I enjoyed this session. We love you guys. Remember, share, tell a friend, tell a family members, and we'll see you next week, same time. I love you guys.
MC. MC.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Thank you for all your involvement and calling and comments. You kept it spicy and kept us on our toes.
Yeah.
So we wish you a great night, and we see you next week, same time, same place. You miss a day, you miss a lot. Share and subscribe, please, and like.
Noni the juice.
Okay, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Everybody that chimed in, thanks so much. See you next week.
Darespecta.
Good night. I'm gonna learn to work Obia.
Leave it up to you.
You're mad.
Oh, yeah, you come up with something.
I don't know why you would have choose for our work over here, but it's all right. It's all right.
I'm telling you.
It's all right. Man,
we're entitled to our own opinions, huh?
We are. Love you all to the maximum. Once again, be blessed. Be kind to one another. Smile. Look out for one another. And wherever you can help, then try to help. Keep it locked right here on DAPowerhouseRadio.com. Big shouts, You Choose Radio. Big shouts, Victorious, and all the outlets that carry our program. Loving it to the max.
Riva Dirty.
Everybody.
Ooh, boy.